What's happening, people? Jason here, and this is the $150 iPhone. This is a used iPhone 8 that I found on eBay. Doesn't come with any accessories. Apparently it's lightly used, so it's got some scratches and a little bit of dents and dings that come along with it. But what we're really doing with this guy today is figuring out, without the fancy matte white packaging and all the accessories and the happiness that you get with having a new phone in new condition, if this is still a usable device, if this still offers the experience that you really need with a smartphone in mid-2021. So without any further ado, don't got a knife to do this unboxing with, but I do have my keys, and so let's just get into this suspiciously light and very average, bought something cheap on eBay box. Let's see what we got inside. Oh my God. Definitely should have got a knife for this. But it's cool. We're into the box. Alright, so that's it. Flat rate USPS box. Or is it a UPS box? No, flat rate USPS box. Pretty standard for eBay. Nothing else inside this guy except for all these peanuts, and then got the phone right here. Honestly, just looking at this, first impressions, looks brand new to my eye, at least. I'm kind of picking up a couple scratches on the bottom, on the metal, then a few scratches on the screen. But honestly, if you just handed this to me and I didn't really look too closely at it, I'd probably believe first off that this is a new device, and that's definitely a good way to start things off for this video. Anyway, I'm just going to clean up all these packing peanuts and then go get me a charger. We can get some juice into the battery on this guy and then figure out if the first impressions with regards to the experience stacks up just as much as, really as much as I could have hoped for with the unboxing experience. Okay then, so never mind me saying I'm going to go get a charger for this guy. For some reason I thought just being a used device would ship with no battery. I know that most new devices will come with some amount to get you started. This guy looks like it's got 50% battery or so, and it just booted up like so let's just see what we got going on. So what's weird is turning this phone on, you get to the lock screen as opposed to welcome screen, sign up or create a new Apple ID screen, and then press the home button and you go home. And I have opened a couple of these apps. Like I went to photos and it seems, it's like no photos or videos. It had like a first time welcome screen when I first opened it, which indicates that there's no personal info or anything like that on here, but at the same time it doesn't seem like it was reset, so I'm not sure why they didn't do that. But I mean, experience wise, everything's working, it's smooth. The screen of course has a couple scratches on there, but that was expected. The eBay listing did say that it was lightly used. It's going to have a little bit of that day-to-day wear and tear stuff on it. It does say no SIM up in the top left corner, which is also expected. This is an unlocked phone, so you can put your own SIM card in it and use it as a phone. It's not cheap to this level because it's only usable as a burner phone. You can use this as your primary device. And really I feel like this is the part of the video where I kind of end this A-roll me first person present talking about my experience as we do things, to cut to a B-roll section of this video and kind of just talk about, after using this phone for a couple of days, what my experience has been. Show y'all some pretty B-roll with that and kind of just talk about, is it worth it? What's my final conclusion with this guy? And honestly, I kind of feel like I'm going to be telling y'all how good of a deal this was. It was worth it and there's no major problems, but can't read the future. So let's go ahead and cut to that section with my conclusions for the first impressions video of this guy. So it's time for some B-roll voiceover thoughts on what turned out to be a couple weeks using this iPhone 8. Recapping the condition, the several scratches on the body and screen honestly didn't bother me at all, and I probably would have put them there myself if this guy was in new condition. But design elements that wouldn't have changed regardless of condition did take some time getting used to. I'm talking about the size both of the phone itself and the screen. The Pixel 4a, which I think is a small phone, is bigger in every dimension besides weight, and the screen size on it is a full inch bigger. Obviously, this isn't new info, but it's worth taking into consideration because this is a pretty small phone for 2021. The cameras are a mixed bag for me.
While the back camera isn't looking too good these days for photos or videos, especially in the dynamic range or low light departments, it still benefits from much better integration into apps like Snapchat or Instagram. And the front camera doesn't look amazing, but again, I really like how well it works with filters on Instagram. If I was shooting talking head for Instagram on my phone, I'd grab the iPhone. Performance is stupidly good. For a 4-year-old phone to run the very latest version of iOS and handle everything you throw at it smoothly is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, the iPhone 8 isn't pushing too many pixels or refreshes of the screen, nor is it going to hold up to high-end games, but the general daily use is comparable to any decent mid-range phone that we got out these days. And rounding out my thoughts after the last few weeks, the only disappointments I had were the speakers, which are not great at all, the subpar battery life, again, the size, and I suppose some nerd complaints about iOS I knew I'd have going into things. But the important stuff, sending texts, phone calls, web browsing, getting on Instagram, unlocking with the fingerprint reader, workable cameras, that's all here and working great for $150. My verdict is for those that are in the Apple ecosystem and want to spend under $200, this phone will serve you well for a couple more years. Many thanks for watching my first impressions of what's a pretty mini phone these days. More in-depth stuff on this guy is coming, so subscribe for that, and I'll see you in the next video.